Hi, this is Ellie, and welcome to Chamber Chatting. With me today, I have a small business owner, JJ Kuykendall of Cruise Planners, and also Mrs. Mayor of Oak Ridge North.
Yes.
So,
the first lady.
The First Lady of Oak Ridge North. That's right. I love it.
Yes. Thanks for having me.
Thank
Ellie.
you. So, JJ, you are a travel agency, right?
Yes, exactly.
Okay, so tell me about how does a travel agency work in 2016?
A lot of people think that travel agents are like dinosaurs. They're just extinct, and that's just not the case at all.
Mm-hmm.
The internet is an amazing tool, but when you're searching for travel and shopping for travel, it's an endless array of clicks from website to website, and who are you booking with, and I don't know who these people are, and where was that site, and
Mm-hmm.
things like that. So it can be very, very confusing. So and secondly, a lot of people think that travel agents, it costs more money if you use a travel agent.
Okay.
But that is not the case. It does not cost you any more. As a matter of fact, in most cases, it will save you money, and it greatly save you time. So when you use a travel agent. So, I get paid by the vendors, the cruise lines, the tour operators, the resorts. So I don't mark anything up. So in 2016, why would you not use a good travel agent for the service and the expertise and the travel experience that I can bring to the table to you? Because everybody looks good on the internet.
So there's no fee that I have to pay to use your services?
Not at all. Not at all. And so, and if you are the type of person that likes to search the internet and look and shop, that's fine. I don't want to take that away from you.
Yeah.
But before you put that credit card down online with someone that you don't know who it is, give me a call and let me just check it out and see what I can do. Because
you can use your network and your resources to kind of vet those services and make sure they're credible and they're going to meet the expectations of the customer.
And also shop for the best price available.
Yeah.
And so, because I always have the best interest of my clients in mind. So, and nobody wants to think about bad things happening on their vacations, but plane delays and lost luggage and things of that nature, it happens in today's time. But if you have somebody that you can pick up the phone or you can text and say, hey, JJ, my plane's delayed. Can you get me on another flight? When there's 1,500 people standing in line trying to get on the next flight, if I can get you booked quicker and do it that way, you're in a lot better shape.
Yeah, just having an advocate kind of on your team.
It isn't. I am an advocate.
Yeah.
And so, if things don't go well, I'm there for you to be the one that goes to bat and fights and helps you resolve any issues that you might have had. Mm-hmm. And I'm there to help you say, I'm so glad you had a great vacation when it goes perfectly.
Yeah.
So.
Well, there's a certain amount of market research that you need to do in this job. So you do a lot of travel yourself.
Absolutely. I can't send you anywhere that I haven't been, right? That's what people think.
It.
No.
Well, tell me a little about your experience in traveling and how that kind of wrapped around to this, and what's the last place you went?
Well, I have, I've probably been on 30-something cruises. I've been in the business since 2004.
Okay.
And I've done lots of cruises with lots of different cruise lines, so I have a variety of experience with from our mass market cruises here out of Galveston to luxury lines. So river cruises, been on river cruises, all that. The last place I went was India.
Okay.
Cruise planners, don't let the name fool you.
Yeah.
Because I'm more than just cruises. I'm a full-service travel agent.
Okay.
So I do land-based vacations, to places like India and Cuba and Africa, safaris,
wow.
all those, all-inclusives.
Yeah.
All-inclusive, Vegas, Disney,
Now, do you have any kind of, what's your kind of ideal customer? Do you do anything from, a girls' weekend getaway to, a 2-week Mediterranean cruise, or everything in between, or what's kind of your niche?
Everything in between, really. I mean, I do a girlfriend getaway cruise every year. Me and my girlfriends and whoever wants to jump on board, and we do a short cruise out of Galveston just to get away, go lay on the beach for a day, and it's more fun than the law allows, really. And so we have a great time, and then to 30-some day cruises, 30+ day cruises, or exotic destinations like Africa or India or any of those types of things. One of the things that I love working with are groups of people, because I love traveling in a group. So, because groups are fun, whether it be family or friends or work associates, it's just a lot of fun to travel in a group. So I love to put groups of people together. To go have a good time.
Very cool. Now, what about something with a lot of logistics, like a cross-country road trip or something like that? Is that something that you would also touch on?
Not really, because
if
you're staying in the U.S., people don't really need
a lot of outside help
with that. If you're just doing a road trip.
Very good. Okay, so JJ, you started your company in 2004.
Yes.
Can you tell me a little bit about, that's not long ago. So tell me a little bit about the resources that you used in our community to help start your agency.
Well, one of the very first things I did was I saw an advertisement. It was called a Women-Owned Business Roundtable through the Chamber. And I don't think it's ever been duplicated since then, but it was something that the Chamber offered. And I attended that because I was a new business owner, a woman in business, and so I attended this, and it was several weeks of, once a week or once every couple of weeks, and it was a great resource for just business knowledge. And that came through the Chamber, so that was really good. Right after that was my first exposure to this Chamber, so I joined the Chamber, of course. And I've been a member of the Chamber ever since.
Well, you have been a big pillar in the Chamber. You've been involved in our networking breakfast forever. You can find JJ at the registration desk almost every month.
Yes. When I'm not traveling,
that's right.
I'm
when
there.
She's not traveling. But she normally, you're there most of the time. So I appreciate that you plan your exotic vacations around our networking breakfast.
Thank you. You just keep on believing that. That's what I do. I went, wait, I can't go then. I have to be there for breakfast.
We got to hold it off. I gotta be there at 7:01 a.m.
That's right.
But tell me about some of your other Chamber involvements and what benefits you have reaped from those.
Well, like you said, I've been going to the Chamber breakfast for years from the very beginning. I serve on the diplomat team. That has truly been the best thing I've ever done as far as the Chamber is concerned. I've done lots of other things, been team leader for Business After Hours and Idol and, different things like that. But being a member of the diplomat team, it gives me a sense of helping other members get more from their membership. So that's a rewarding team to be on that I really, and I've probably been on that team for, 7 years or more, or 8 maybe.
That's a hard-working team.
We are a hard-working team, but we like each other, so that helps.
You guys are a fun group. I do enjoy crashing your meetings.
Yes.
Because it's a fun group of folks.
Yes.
Well, very good. Well, thank you for your Chamber involvement and your service to the Chamber as a volunteer. We appreciate that. So, JJ, what other ways, we've noticed a lot through our interviews this summer that small businesses give back tremendously to our community. So what are some ways that you give back to the community?
Wow. Just, giving back is, to me, very important. So whether it means giving back of your time or your money, your resources, your knowledge, whatever that means, I think that's crucial, especially in our day and time, that we have to give back. And so I love giving back to the community, being involved, of course, with the city, with my husband being the mayor and all that of Oak Ridge. But, I'm involved in different organizations helping fundraise, like the PACN.
The Pregnancy Assistance Center North.
Pregnancy Assistance Center North with fundraising. I've done church fundraising with different mission trips and things. Destiny Sports is another mission trips that I've sponsored and things like that. The Down Syndrome Association of Houston, I've done fundraising with them because my grandson is Down syndrome, and so that holds a special place in my heart for them. Leadership Montgomery County, I've helped with some fundraising with them. So just, whatever tugs at my heart at the time is what I like to get involved with and give back to.
Well, we appreciate that. So, JJ, what is one piece of advice that you would give to a fellow small business owner or one that is just starting out?
I think probably that has been one of the best things is to network my business. Through the chamber has been phenomenal, and through BNI, Business Networking International, I'm involved in that. Networking is working, so I view my involvement with the chamber and other networking entities as part of my job.
Yeah, absolutely.
So just like I get up and I go to work every day, I go to work at the chamber, when there's something going on at the chamber.
Absolutely.
So a lot of times we get caught up, I'm too busy to do this, or I'm too busy to do that, I've got to run my business and all this stuff. It is my business.
Yeah.
That is part of my business. It's just like an everyday part of my business.
I love that view on it. That's phenomenal. So JJ, tell me a little bit about kind of your history and what led you to be a small business owner, and especially in the travel industry.
I have always had a desire to own my own business, but never really knew what that looked like.
Yeah.
And so my past education profession is a dental assistant. So, but then I was a stay-at-home mom for a lot of years while my girls were growing up and stuff. And so the first cruise I ever went on was my husband and our 25th anniversary, and we took a bunch of friends, and I was the person that got all of our friends together, and I worked with the travel agent, and we had this great experience on our first cruise, and I absolutely loved it. And then when I was looking for a different career path, a different opportunity, I thought, that travel agency thing seemed to be interesting. So I started doing my due diligence and looking at different companies and things like that, and I found Cruise Planners. It's a franchise, so I purchased a franchise, and I haven't looked back since.
Well, that's great feedback as someone wanting to go into a small business. That's an option too. You don't necessarily have to start from the ground up, as you can go into a franchise, and that's great feedback.
Right. Yeah. So it's been quite a roller coaster ride, and I've loved it.
So when you go into a franchise, I know all of them are a little bit different, but what kind of tools would they give you kind of starting out? Just sort of a baseline, or what?
They, I'm sure many are different, but I know with Cruise Planners, we have marketing, training. I can do webinars. We have probably at least 5 or 6 webinars a week.
Yeah.
Learning about different products or different destinations or those sorts of things. So, knowledge is key. Plus all the other suppliers like the cruise lines, the resorts, and those tour companies like Sandals and Beaches, they have their own education programs as well.
Yeah.
So I can do online education through them and just sharpen my skills and my knowledge base of those products. So, they have, physical training that you go to initially, and you have that sort of training with the company and things like that. So, lots of education and marketing support.
Yeah, just kind of having that support system around you a little bit more.
And there's, there's no way I can be or know about every single destination, every single resort, every single cruise line, have personal experience on those, although I try.
That's a good goal to have.
Yeah, it's a goal. I haven't been everywhere, but it's on my bucket list.
That's right.
I have a network of agents, trusted agents that I can go to. If I have a client that says, "Hey, what about this particular resort?" I'm like, I've never stayed there. Let me do some research on it and see what I can come up with. And so I have a resource of other agents that have personal experience at that. So
very cool.
So that just helps me be
more connected and more educated. And absolutely. Well, JJ, you have a saying that you share at all of our networking breakfast. Why don't you give it a shout out?
How about you give it a shout out?
You say
The internet is for looking, but call
JJ
for
for
booking. That's right.
I love it. Well, you guys can check out JJ too at all of our networking breakfasts and around the chamber in general. And she'll probably give you a call as a diplomat to check up on your membership and make sure you're doing well. But she's a great resource here as a chamber member and also as a travel agent. So please reach out to her. And JJ, if someone is interested in booking with you, where can they find you?
They can find me at www.funcruisesforyou.com, and it's the number 4.
Okay.
Funcruises, number 4, YOU.com. Or give me a call, 281-292-7022. And find me on Facebook.
Very good.
So,
Well, JJ, thanks so much for joining us.
Thank
and
you,
I enjoyed
Ellie.
sharing stories with you
Yeah,
and listening to all your travels and your experience. So thank you.
thank you.
This is Ellie P.
This is Holly P.
And this is 2 Peas in a Podcast, where we tell you what's going on at the chamber this week.
So Ellie, the Chamber Ball is coming up
Yes.
in August 20th
Yes, August 20th.
at the Woodlands Waterway Marriott. It is Havana Nights, an evening in the islands.
Yep, we're celebrating Mr. Keaton McDaniel.
Yes, so we're still looking for tabletop decorators. It's a really awesome way to highlight your business.
Yep.
You just decorate the table, and everybody learns more about who you are, and you get to network with those folks and all that good stuff. And also, the Chairman's Ball Committee is featured on this month's cover of Business Today.
That's right, they are. They're a good-looking crew.
They are a good-looking crew, and they work really hard to make this event really, really awesome. Even just logistically, the day of the event, when everything is being set up, they have it so streamlined. It's absolutely amazing.
Our teams are really incredible, and our teams of volunteers, they add so much to the chamber, and we're so thankful for them. So if you missed out on serving on the Chairman's Ball team, there's another team that's gearing up that would be a fantastic place for you to serve, and that is the Taste of the Town team, which your favorite, Miss Holly Price, is on.
Yes, I'm very, I was very honored to be on the team last year. Again, another great team, and that event was streamlined from top to bottom, and there were no hiccups. Like, everything just went really, really well. And the very first meeting is going to be August 10th at 3:30 at the chamber, and we are going to be meeting the second Wednesday of every month.
Yes, so if you are interested in getting involved in the chamber, the Taste of the Town team is a great one to plug in on. There's a lot of help, so a lot of hands on deck there. So show up. If you're interested, show up, come out and serve on the Taste of the Town team. Coming up this month in Business Connections, the Business After Hours. So it is going to be Tuesday, August 9th, 5:30 to 7:30. I'll be there. Holly, will you be there?
Yes, I will be there.
The gang's all here. Show up at Questback. They're at 21 Waterway Avenue, Suite 500. Give yourself a little extra time because you'll park in the garage. So just, know those logistics. You're going to park in the garage. 21 Waterway Avenue. So that's the one above, on America's side, and the Goose's Acre.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
So it's that building.
Okay.
I think Wells Fargo's in the bottom.
Okay, I think you're right.
And then also Discovery Day. If you are new to the chamber and you're interested in getting involved, register for Tuesday, August 16th, our Discovery Day. It's 8:30 to 9:30 at the chamber. We give you breakfast. There's no cost. You just have to register on our website, woodlandschamber.org. But Discovery Day is a fantastic way to kind of get a bird's eye view of the chamber and everything that we do and kind of see where you want to plug in. So Discovery Day, August 16th, Business After Hours at Questback, August 9th. We'll see you guys there.
All right, well, thank you so much. And this is Holly P.
And this is Ellie P.
And you're listening to 2 Peas in a Podcast.
See you next time.